So, if you're not watching Rings of Power Season 2, slight spoiler, but not really, because we all know this is what it was going to be about. Season 2 has been all about Celebrimbor and Eregion, and all the stuff that's taking place that we're reading through right now in Lord of the Rings Online. This is all the stuff that's taking place while we're watching Season 2 of Rings of Power. Coincidence? I don't know. It feels interesting. Um, because season one of Rings of Power was setting things up. You know, we did get lots of Celebrimbor in Eregion, the forging of the three rings for elves. That was sort of the very end of season one, and then this season has been all about the arrival of Anatar, who is Sauron in his basically his Valar form, seducing Celebrimbor as the bearer of gifts. So it's a fascinating. This was something we came across last week, and I commented on it, and we're coming across it again. But this is cool for me because the show version, Rings of Power, is giving you the stripped down version because they're literally doing their kind of their own thing with stuff because they're filling in the gaps in a lot of places. Whereas LOTRO has always been more true to the books than other things. The Rings of Power stuff is they're off doing their own thing. Peter Jackson did his own thing. Bakshi did his own thing. Like there are reasons that film and TV mediums do weird things, but they don't have that restriction here in Lord of the Rings Online. So they're able to really go in here and write. Oh, I just realized my chair is covering that up for people who can't see that because of the green screen. Sorry, Pippin. I'll leave her there. She's sleeping. Anyway, big walls of text like this that you find throughout. And this one just happens to be telling the story of what's going on, like essentially.
I can still see this city as it was during the height of its beauty. So much was lost.
Where did they just bring us? We're in Caras Gelebren. So we're still in the same area. So this is talking about the Silver Bastion, which became a shining jewel itself, a beacon of art and music and culture that drew the attention and the love of many from distant lands. Caras Gelebren and Mirabel became places of such beauty they recalled the fabled elf halls of old, and trade with Linden thrived. But not all who watched this from afar watched with friendly eyes. In the land of Mordor, to which he fled during the defeat of his master Morgoth, Sauron seethed. He feared the rising might of Numenor, and despite having many orcs and other creatures in his service, he knew he did not possess the overwhelming numbers with which his master had dominated the world in past days of triumph. He thus devised a scheme by which he would use his enemies' weaknesses against them. And so he came to Eregion in fair guise, masking his true nature. Oh ho ho! Pray tell, you're not going to mention Anatar, are you? Well, here they're saying Antheron, giver of
He called
gifts.
himself Antheron.
Word of your craft skill has spread far and wide, my lord Celebrimbor, even unto the uttermost west. I am humbled by your presence here, Antheron. More voiceovers. Standing Stones games. More voiceovers. I see in your arrival an omen of good fortune. Accept my greetings and my welcome. You will be my honored guest. Music is proper epic too. Antheron had gone first to Lindon, but Gil-galad mistrusted him and refused to treat the strange newcomer. It was in Caras Gelebren that the Lord of Gifts found one whose lineage and whose hunger for secret knowledge made him the perfect target for Antheron's promises. Celebrimbor could not resist, and before long the new arrival became a mentor to him and the jewel-smiths of Eregion.
Not all who dwelled at Caras Gelebren trusted this new arrival. Celeborn saw something in the Lord of Gifts that troubled him.
Dun dun dun. Orenoril. I share your unease, my lord. This is awesome. The Bright Company will go wherever you lead. Show us this threat, and we will end it. But this is the heart of the problem, my friend. What is the threat? You just don't know yet. Though Galadriel had gone, Celeborn remained at Caras Gelebren. As Eregion's chief defender, he refused to abandon these lands and sought instead to protect them against the stranger who had seized Celebrimbor's ear. Antheron hated the Bright Company and its deeds, and summoned one threat after another to trouble them. Celeborn and his warriors were often drawn away from the city, and many a noble elf was slain in these engagements. But still, the Lord of the Bright Company could not connect these rising threats with the newcomer Antheron and his two ready smiles. I'm telling you.
Despite the mistrust of some at Celebrimbor's city, Antheron did not remain idle. He gathered to himself promising students and gave to them secret knowledge.
I love this because they're
Of
weaving
whatever
their
he
own
taught them,
tale
Always he held something in reserve.
here as
Always
well.
there was more to be learned, more instruction to be given.
How will we know we have mastered what thou hast taught us? The most promising among you will know, Narmaleth. Oh! Narmaleth! Those of you who have played through the Shadows of Angmar know exactly who Narmaleth is. So this is really cool. This is the Standing Stones games team weaving their story from the first season of this game, the base game, weaving that story into existing ring lore and elf lore. That's pretty cool. The students were not his only pupils. As the years passed, Antheron grew more and more brazen. Celebrimbor and his jewelsmiths fell further beneath his thumb, ensnared by his promises of secret knowledge and the working of crafts both beautiful and powerful. I'm telling you, if you're watching the show right now, this is perfect timing for this. And if you're not playing this game and you're watching the show and you're watching my reviews of Rings of Power, and you happen to tune into this episode by chance, come play LOTRO. It's free to play. There is a paid version. I'm on the Legendary server, which is the subscription version, but you can play free to play, and it's a really good game with really cool ring lore. I gotta timestamp that. 1551.